Hello.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
I like the background in your thing. Nice beach. You waiting for the teacher? Yes.
Jai Jinendra Sayamji.
Jai Jinendra, how are you, Jana?
I am good, thank you. How are you, Sayamji?
Fine, that's a great background.
Jai Jinendra.
Internet connection again, maybe.
Okay.
MG, maybe one more minute and then you can join. नीचे तो रहे.
Sorry for the disturbance of the co-host thing.
Jai Jinendra Sayamji. Jai Jinendra. Is there any Shastra which, in particular which tells us about Jain symbols?
Jain symbols. No.
No.
There is a famous PhD,
Yes.
but I'm not very sure it will be available to us or not.
Okay.
I'll have to check it somewhere.
Yeah.
Not much work has been done in this area.
Okay.
And we basically have very less symbols for that matter. Others have many other symbols to prove their existence. We have one more topic which we do not touch for symbols is yantra.
Okay.
So Siddha Chakra yantra and Bhaktamar yantra. There are a lot of yantras also.
Okay.
But we didn't touch that topic because it would have been quite difficult for me to explain a mantra to
Yes.
kids. So,
No, true.
Samji, all good for you to start.
Yeah.
Mm,
We'll do the Mangalacharan first. Namo Arhantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Airiyanam Namo Vajrayanam Namo Loe Savasahunam. Okay. So we are basically talking about Jain Tirth Kshetra today. Tirth Kshetra is one of the most important topics for any Jain community. Kshetra is an important aspect, auspicious places. It is one of the most important topics of any community, be it Jain community, be it Buddha community, be it Hindu community, Christian community. There are a lot of famous places. Like Jerusalem is a famous place in Christian people. Kashi is a very famous place in Hindu community. And then we have Budapest for Judaist communities. So there are special places for all the communities. In the same way, Jainas also have special communities, I mean, special places, auspicious places. And these places, we are going to talk about them. Basically, all the places are situated, all the most auspicious places are situated in India and around, and not anywhere where you live right now. So maybe right now, for that matter, we are only going to talk about those places of India. Basically, the places today we are going to cover are mainly North Indian places, places who belong to the northern part of India. So I'll share my PPT with you, and we are good to go. Okay. So this particular topic which we are headed towards today is on the basis of Nirvan Kand by Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. Now this is a translation in Hindi of the basic Sanskrit verse. The Sanskrit verse is a beautiful verse, but then Sanskrit is not a very simple language for everybody. So this was translated in Hindi in a very simple language by Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. And the thing what he wrote is Nirvan Kand. And the topic which is covered in Nirvan Kand is Tirth Kshetra. So there are three nouns which we have seen right now. This topic that we are going to cover is Tirth Kshetra on the basis of Nirvan Kand. This is the name of the writing, and this Nirvan Kand is written by Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji. I'll tell you what a Tirth Kshetra is and what is a Nirvan Kand. Whereas Bhaiya Bhagwati Das ji is just a name, like we all have a name, so it's just a name. Okay, moving on. The thing that we are to study is a Tirth Kshetra. It is also called as a Siddh Kshetra. Now, what is a Tirth Kshetra? What is a Tirth Kshetra? So, first of all, we are looking at a common word, which is Kshetra. Kshetra means a place. Amongst the four most important ways of understanding anything, the second most important is place. Like, I am right now situated in India and you are right now situated in England. So this is called as Kshetra. Place is nothing but Kshetra. Okay. Now the second thing is Tirtha. So what is Tirth? Tirth is a place from where someone has attained liberation, salvation, is called as a Tirth. Tirth is a place from where someone has attained liberation. There is one more important meaning of Tirth is that Tirth means where the teachings of Tirthankar takes place they are also called Tirth. I'll say it again. Tirth is also called as a place where the teachings of Tirthankar takes place. Now, in other words, it is also called as Samavsaran. I think everybody might have heard of this word Samavsaran. Have you heard of this word Samavsaran?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Great. So Samavsaran is nothing but Tirth. But right now we are not talking about that Tirth. We are only talking about a place from where somebody has attained salvation or liberation. That is what is Tirth. Okay, what is Siddha? Siddha in Siddha Kshetra. So Siddh is a state which comes after the state of Arihant. So Siddha Kshetra is a place from where somebody has become a Siddha from Arhanta. So the person was a Arihant, and from the place where he attained liberation, where he attained Siddha state of being, is called as a Siddha Kshetra. Okay, so generally speaking, Tirtha Kshetra and Siddha Kshetra are synonymous. They are, other names, one other names of to one another. Okay. Moving on, we have basically 23 verses in Nirvan Kand. What is Nirvan Kand? Let's just have a look over Nirvan Kand first. Nirvan again means liberation. It's a very common word and it means liberation. I hope you know what is liberation. Acha, how many karma are there in liberation, Adi? When you get liberated, how many karmas are there?
How many karmas are there when you get liberated?
Adi. Yeah. Go on.
When you're liberated.
0.
Who told you that? Do you know anything about karma?
Yes.
And what are karmas?
There are 8 of them.
Oh, great. That means you know. That means you know it very well. Nirvana means a state of being where no karma exists. Karma is the other word for impurities. So no impurities exist in the soul. This is the state of Siddha, which is also called as Nirvana. Thank you, Adi. Now, Kand is another word. It's a very basic Hindi word, but a technical word as well. A Kand means a canto. Can somebody tell me what is a canto? If you know something about poetry, maybe you can tell me what is a canto. Yes, Jana?
Is it a verse?
Canto is a type of a verse. Very good. And what is the content of a canto?
Is it like a collection of them?
Wonderful. So canto is basically a collection of verses which talks about a particular thing or a particular person's work, or basically a collection of any particular topic. So this time the topic is Nirvana, that means Siddha Kshetra. Now the canto of Siddha Kshetra is called as Nirvana Kand. Okay, so collection is also another word for it. So this way you can understand it. Yes, somebody is raising hand. Please go on. Somebody was raising their hand. Okay, so Nirvana Kand is nothing but, yes, Darshi?
I don't have any question.
Okay, great. So Nirvana Kand is nothing but a collection of places of auspicious places, that is Tirtha Kshetra. A collection of Tirtha Kshetra is called as Nirvana Kand. Okay, so the collection of places from where Arihantas became Siddhas is also called as Nirvana Kand. Okay, maybe some of you can have a book, or you can write down wherever points extra points you need to know. I think the rest of them will be covered in the PPT only. Okay. In other words, this is called as Siddha Kshetra or Tirtha Kshetra. So Nirvana Kand is nothing but Siddha Kshetra or Tirtha Kshetra. Chalo, moving on, let's talk about the first verse. Now we all know the drill. I am going to read one part of this particular verse and you have to repeat it after me. And then the second part and you'll have to repeat. So that way we are going to do it. Okay, let's start. I'm muting everybody right now. Okay. This is a doha. There are different styles of verses in Hindi like doha, chaupai, malini, shardul, vikridit. There are several such names. So we are talking about doha right now. Okay, like, does somebody remember the prelude of Chedhala? Okay, yes. Okay. Yes, Janav.
So this like is it like a name for a verse?
Yes, it is a type of a verse, but it only talks about a style in which it is sung. Just a second. I'll go to Darshi. Yes, what is the prelude to Chedhala, Darshi?
तीन भुवन में सार वीतरागवे ज्ञानता शिव स्वरूप शिवकार नमः त्रियोग संहार के.
Great. So this particular, tone in which we are singing these lines, this is called as doha. In the same way, we can sing these lines. I'm singing it, at a stretch. वीतराग वंदो सदा भाव सहित सिरनाय कहूँ कांड निर्वाण की भाषा सुगम बनाए. So both of them are sung in the same way. Now let's sing one part at a time. Okay. Yes. वीतराग वंदो सदा
वीतराग वंदो सदा
भाव सहित सिरनाय. Very good. कहूँ कांड निर्वाण की. Okay, I think nobody got unmuted. भाषा सुगम बनाए.
Bhasha sugama banai.
Thank you, Vijayji. Okay, great. So this way we have, seen this particular verse. Now let's look at the meaning of this verse. Okay. Now it says bhasha kahun kand nirvan ki bhasha sugam banaye veet rag vandon sada. I bow to all the non-attached beings. This means veet rag vandon sada. Veet rag means non-attached